All right, welcome into Prize Picks on 5 here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick and at 5 Reasons Sports. Got David Eversole. You can follow him at David W. Eversole. We always tell you, download the Prize Picks app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store or PrizePicks.com. The most important thing you got to do before you put in any money, enter that code 5. Then any money that you put in up to $100 is going to be matched. It's not the number 5. It's FIVE. And yes, Prize Picks is legal in the state of Florida. So use the code 5 spelled out. All right, we got a lot of stuff tonight. Got a Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs and the Eagles. Seems like we don't get these good primetime games. So we're going to discuss that. And then we always talk Heat. So the Heat are up in Chicago for the second of not a back-to-back. It's 2 games in 3 days. They just blew a 22-1 lead. And so we'll see if they can get back on track tonight against Chicago. But let's start with the NFL game first, and then we'll pivot over to the Heat. Let's get a couple of your favorite picks here. Let me start with mine. AJ Brown, I think, is going over tonight. I understand the Chiefs' defense is really good. There's going to be a focus on getting him the ball. I'm playing AJ Brown over on yardage. I would pretty much play him over on everything. You can see there he's been over the 83.5 for the last 5. I mean, he had that streak 150, 150-yard games. I'm going to go over on the 83.5 tonight. What do you see in the Chiefs-Eagles game?
Well, if you want to start with Philadelphia, I was obviously looking at the passing game as well. Even though Philly likes to run the ball, they're a pretty balanced team in terms of production on both sides, running and passing. I like Jalen Hurts tonight over 21 completions. 21 and a half completions. 21 and a half pass completions. You see he's been over that 4 out of 5, averaging around 25 a game. I feel like both teams are going to want to kind of put their best offensive foot forward in this game. Primetime matchup. A lot of publicity, obviously, with Kelsey on Kelsey. There's so many storylines in this game. Super Bowl rematch. I feel like it's going to be an entertaining one. Like you said, don't get too many good primetime games. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, if you look at the Eagles' running game, it's down this year, not because Swift has been a disappointment, but because Hurts has been running less because he doesn't seem to be completely healthy and has been relying a little bit more on his arm. So I would play him over on the completions as well. He doesn't have his tight end tonight, right? Dallas Goedert's not playing. Is that correct?
I didn't see him on the board, so yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a little bit of a shift there for him too, because he does rely on him a little bit. I looked at Swift's numbers. I just never know with the Eagles how they're going to distribute carries. You'll see, Gainwell will get some. They mix it up quite a bit, and the Chiefs have been good against the run. So I feel like that's not necessarily a place to go tonight. What do you like on the Kansas City side?
On Kansas City, I think I'm going to look at some of their running backs in the passing game, in particularly Jerick McKinnon. He's only at 15 and a half yards in this one. He's been over that 6 out of 9 games this year. And the good thing about this matchup, I think both teams are going to be able to move the ball through the air pretty well. So I'm going to take McKinnon over 15 and a half receiving yards. The backs against Philadelphia have done pretty good this year. So I think that trend continues.
All right, a lot to look at on the board there. Let's go over to the NBA side now. We'll focus on Heat. You don't have to play the Heat. Here's the thing. You can play the NFL and NBA together because I actually paired a couple of those. And I know, David, you jump into the NHL stuff also, and you've played
Panthers tonight too.
Panthers tonight too. But let's look at the Heat game specifically here. Second one in Chicago. I'm going over on Bam, points, rebounds, and assists. He was over it. They've been putting this number up about 36.5 lately, which is elevated from last season. There it is again. But he's gone over 4 of the last 5. He was close on the other one, and they got away from him in the entire fourth quarter of the last game, and he still went over the 36.5. And I feel like he'll be more of a focus tonight. So I'm going to play Bam over. They'll correct that mistake. I'll play Bam over the 36.5. I also kind of like the DeRozan props again tonight. He has had big games against Miami, and I got to think LaVine is going to do more than he did the other night. He was pretty awful, and then he had that incident after the game. What do you like on the Chicago or Miami sides tonight?
I mean, look at obviously Caruso, 7.5. He's been kind of double that lately. You feel like he could just annoy his way to 8 points in this game. But I'm going to look at the real Triple J as far as I'm concerned, and that's Jaime. He was at, I think, 13 points and rebounds I'm going to go in that direction with him. You can see he's been well over that 4 out of 5. I feel like he could get close to that number on points alone.
Yeah.
So I like him over 13 in this one. And he's at just 9 points. Either one of those would be a decent play, but I gave a little margin with the rebound. So I took him over 13 points in rebounds.
Yeah, I might trail you on that one. I kind of like that prop. And again, I sort of like the DeRozan ones tonight too. Take a look at the entire board though. Wembanyama's on there tonight. It's a full slate of NBA games. We're starting to get that now where we get the NBA and the NFL on the same nights. Make sure that you use the code FIVE, FIVE, get that initial deposit matched up to $100.